It's normal.
I asked you
You're being this public.
Please. Is that private?
So you need to be relaxed. It sounds like you're getting very aggravated.
I am.
It's like life is on repeat. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we got Mark Carney throwing out more journalists from another event. This happens at every single one of his events, it seems. Mark Carney doesn't want to be asked questions by people he doesn't know what they're going to ask. And this guy wants to be our prime minister, a guy who isn't even elected? It's a joke. We got China announcing tariffs against Canada. We got some more announcements from the Liberal government. We got a whole bunch of stories. Let's jump into this. First up, we got China imposes 100% tariffs on Canadian imports. China on Saturday announced 100% tariffs on this word. I'm not going to read that word. It's an oil and oil cakes and peas, adding that a 25% levy would be placed on aquatic products and pork originating in Canada. These measures are scheduled to come into effect March 20th. This is a retaliatory tariff, as it says here, as Ottawa slapped on tariffs on Chinese-made electric vehicles, steel, and aluminum products. The whole electric vehicles thing is hilarious, considering the Liberals were the ones who were supposed to be pushing all these green agenda, electric vehicles, net zero, fully electric grid, yet they tariff Chinese EVs. It's funny. It goes against their entire narrative. But now they're back to oil and gas. They're flip-flopping because they're doing bad in the polls. Liberal supporters are so gullible. Next up, we got Ron Butler here. The mortgage guy says Rocket Mortgage gives up on Canada. What it means. Rocket Mortgage is the biggest mortgage company on planet Earth, dominating the US market and the biggest employer in Detroit. They came to Canada 6 years ago and planned on doing the same in Canada. Now they're closed. Got this one from Canada Proud. It says Liberal Immigration Minister Mark Miller announces that he'll be legalizing the status of 6,000 illegal immigrants. I don't know what to say anymore to this stuff. Why are we rewarding people who broke the law? Exactly. We got Mark Miller here complaining about Pierre Poilievre as usual. He goes on to say he's actively campaigned for Bitcoin while holding Bitcoin stock. If we take a look at the price of Bitcoin, Mark, Pierre recommended Bitcoin back in March of 2022, which is right here. The price of Bitcoin, as you can see there, $49,000, basically $50,000. If you held not only to the top, but even going to the dip right now at 123, you would have almost 2.5x'd your money. You're not going to get those kind of increases in the stock market. So like, why does he keep bringing up the Bitcoin thing? It's stupid. Bitcoin has gone up dramatically. Got this one here. It says Canada to give another 25 million of your tax dollars to UNRWA. This brings Canada's, I can't say these words, support up to $240 million since October 7th alone. We got this clip posted by Mark Nixon of CTV doing a poll here. 3 in 4 Canadians oppose an economic union with America.
Now, this polling also looked at how Canadians feel about the prospect of sharing a currency with Americans.
Yeah, a currency and an economic union similar to an European Union. That's what the question was posed by Nanos polling, saying that, look, would you like to create an economic union with the U.S. where you share the U.S. dollar? In the European Union, there's free trade and free movement by people among countries with, each nation still having a control over its own healthcare, education, and taxation. But still, about 2/3 are opposed completely to the idea of an economic union with the U.S. where we would adopt the U.S. dollar. About 10% are somewhat opposed. Very few people actually polled support the idea or even somewhat support the idea. Only 20% in favor of that economic union with the U.S. Let's take a look at the breakdown of
I think this would be higher if Donald Trump wasn't doing the tariffs right now.
Who actually opposed it when it comes to regions. And you can see here, Atlantic Canada, at 80% of people saying we don't want to share the U.S. dollar with our American counterparts. But the other regions, Ontario, Quebec, Prairies, and BC, not far behind.
Yeah, that means basically 70-75% across the board here. Next up, I've got some judge appointments that I want to show you about. So this here, Minister of Justice, Attorney General of Canada announces judicial appointments in the province of Ontario. So this one goes back to 2023, and we've got another one here just recently, March 3rd, 2025. Going back to 2023, though, we've got these two judges, most notably Jennifer K. Penman. Now, if we look up Jennifer here on Elections Canada contributions, you can see she's donated $400 to the Liberal Party of Canada, $1,000 to to Liberal Party of Canada and $400 to Liberal Party of Canada. These two are on the same day, so I don't know if this is some sort of glitch or she donated twice $400 on the 31st of 2023. But regardless, if we take a look here, this one says University Rosedale. This is Chrystia Freeland's riding. So this judge donated at least $1,400, maybe $1,800 to the Liberal Party, Chrystia Freeland's riding. Now, if we look at this judge appointment that just happened, we've got all these judges being appointed. We've got Trudeau stacking the deck here, essentially. Arif Virani is appointing these judges. Most notably, this one here, Michael Durstein. Now, who is Michael Durstein? If we scroll down right here on his profile, so we go to the bottom of his profile here, Justice Durstein is happily married to Justice Jennifer Penman. As in this Jennifer Penman. These two judges are married. They donated to the Liberals and then the Liberals made them judges. Is this highly corrupt? I'll let you guys decide, but I think this needs to be brought up. I had someone send this in to me. I greatly appreciate it. You guys got tips, send them in to me. I'll bring these up for everyone. Were they qualified for these promotions, or is it because they greased the wheels here a little bit, showed their loyalty? Next up, we've got another Mark Carney event here. This one's in Mississauga, where he throws out multiple journalists because he doesn't want them asking him questions. This man can't be prime minister. He's also got a bunch of RCMP officers here wearing plain clothes, trying to hide. And as Right Blend says here, why is RCMP playing doorman for Mark Carney, who is a private citizen? How is this private citizen getting RCMP protection? Is it being paid for by the Liberal Party? There needs to be some transparency here. So moving through these, we got this one posted by Josh Ryan here. This is the Mark Carney event. Almost every attendee here is probably 75 plus. Not exactly filling the room, Mark. We got this clip here posted by Terry Newman. It says Mark Carney will not take any questions from the press. So some people were able to stay in. Most of the reporters, the ones they recognize, they threw them out, which I'll show you next. So you can see he just comes bulldozing through here.
Mr. Carney, Global News, you have some questions?
Mark Carney signing his name on here. This is just like Trudeau.
You said during the debate, Canada's economy was the week before the tariffs. You were advising the 5 years ago.
Come on. He's not a rock star. What is this?
Any questions, sir?
He'll stop to sign Mark Carney signs, but he won't take any questions. This man is a complete loser.
Why no questions, sir? Why no questions? Okay.
Yeah, why did Brookfield Asset Management dodge $6 billion in taxes? Moving on here, now we're getting people tossed out, says Derek Noonan, Liberal Party member. He signed up as a Liberal Party member, was registered for tonight's event, and was kicked out by the RCMP. If you're not aware, Derek Noonan has been quite vocal throughout the whole Trudeau regime.
You can get your name. You have to leave. You're not welcome here.
Well, I'm a member of the Liberal Party.
I understand that you say. I understand that you say that you are. But
Look how empty this building is, and like, this is ridiculous. They're throwing out people, and by the time they're done, there's gonna be no one left in there.
Decision?
So how this works is if they hold this on private property as a private event, then they can legally throw people out. If it's on public property, they wouldn't be allowed to. Then again, it's the Liberals. They would just lie, cheat, and steal. They would just break the laws they normally do. So I don't really expect them, even if they are on public property, to adhere to the laws, because they haven't been doing it for the last 9 years.
No. Hey, threw me out. I got thrown out. You did? I got thrown out. I tried, but I got thrown out.
That's David Menzies there from Rebel News. He also got thrown out. You can see in this clip here, there's actually multiple Rebel News people were there, and they all got thrown out.
Are you an RCMP?
yes, I am.
Okay. Is it something normal to see a candidate having private RCMP?
Well, I'm not really here to answer any questions, so we're going to have to leave the property.
But
So
is it
So that's Adam Vancouver in there just off camera. You can see he's blocking the camera. He's acting like a complete bag of garbage.
kind of normal that we see that? Is it are you paid by the party or you paid with the taxpayer?
I'm not really here to answer any questions, so we're going to have to leave the property. I'm here to answer questions. It's a private event. We're asking you to...
Okay.
We're not here to make trouble, okay?
No, we just ask if it's normal to have
It's normal to register in advance before you
Is it
come.
normal that a
Yeah, multiple people registered in advance and all got thrown out.
candidate have a private RCMP?
It's normal.
I asked you to
Please,
leave this
please.
Is that private?
So you need to relax. It sounds like you're getting very aggravated.
I am, because the organizer is telling you to leave
I
the
don't want you to walk
place.
backwards, sir. It's not safe to walk backwards. It's not safe to walk backwards. Turn around.
Please.
Adam Van Koeverden is one of the biggest losers in the Liberal team.
Your money.
Can you leave the?
Who is funding you?
Can you leave this place?
Can you answer that?
Can you leave this place, please?
If I want
Can you leave the place, please?
Yeah, but he's not elected.
You are told to.
Yeah, but why we have two RCMP? Who's paying you? Is it the party or is it the taxpayer?
Can you leave this? Can you leave it?
Is
Please?
it the party
Can
or
you
is
leave?
it
Can you leave?
taxpayer money?
Can you leave the?
That's crazy. Two RCMP here for Mark
Can you
Carney.
not stand on the door, please?
Stand by the door.
Put these people in jail. I'm sick and tired of this crap.
I'm
Corrupt.
outside.
There are
Then,
guests that are coming,
okay.
and you're blocking the door.
I'm not blocking the door right now. They can enter. Thank you.
Corruption, unbelievable corruption. Canada is a police state government controlled mafia. Someone is paying these RCMP. Is it the expense attributed to taxpayer or the Liberal Party or Mark Carney personally? That's what we need to know here. Considering Justin Trudeau spent thousands of dollars on a hotel room in London, we all know the answer. In this clip, we've got David Menzies and Karima, lawyer, both getting thrown out.
Sorry, what? I'm sorry, I registered for the event.
No, sorry, you guys are no. Yes, sorry. Can you close this door, please? Just tell people.
Sorry, can I just know,
I'm sorry.
have you flagged me in particular?
I'm sorry.
I don't understand.
Me neither.
That needs to be against the law.
I'm sorry.
Can you get me an answer? This is just, I am a lawyer. I'm a journalist. I registered for the event. I'm not like a troublemaker. I don't understand. Okay.
Mark Carney's going to run a dictatorship in Canada, that's for sure. Because you're not a Trudeau Liberal paid propagandist. That's right. And eventually here they brought over more goons to harass the journalists.
Hi. Did the Liberal Party hire you special for Mr. Carney?
I'm not here to answer any questions.
Okay.
Please, you have to move off the property.
Okay. Can I ask you what detachment of RCMP you work at or your badge number?
My badge is 68563.
Okay.
68563.
And do you work
move
for
off the property, please?
Can I ask you who you work for tonight?
I work for the RCMP.
Thank you, officer. Have a good night.
Mark Carney gets RCMP.
Ma'am, as we're leaving, you are RCMP. How much is this costing the taxpayer?
I'm not here to answer any questions. I'm not going to.
Why does Mark Carney get armed RCMP security? That's okay.
This is such a bad look. He is such a corrupt dictator, Mark Carney. Look at this. If the guy can't have journalists of all types come up to him and ask him questions at his event, he's not fit to be prime minister.
Thank you very much.
It's not like they're asking him to do backflips. They want him to answer questions. All these RCMP like her need to be fired.
Please be respectful. We'll all choose to be respectful today. Thank you for. Well, officer, with all due respect, you're not showing us any respect. No, you're not. We're not going into the facility. We're outside in the cold. We're just trying to practice journalism.
And we did ask that you please walk the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So eventually they all group up over here across the street. And yet almost nobody is surprised to see it. Carney is slime. This is only the beginning, exactly. We got this posted by CBC Watcher. It's a poll on pipelines and who is in favor of them.
Overall, there's a growing sentiment of decreasing our dependency on the U.S. when it comes to trade and just making sure that we have and focus on interprovincial trade partnerships. And this is where the Nanos polling gets interesting because it shows that, especially when it comes to things like oil and gas, and we know that, there's some provinces, including like Ontario and Quebec, that have their pipelines run through the U.S., that there's a growing sentiment that our pipelines should just run through Canada. So this is a question posed by Nanos.
Look at this. 3 in 4 Canadians support pipelines from Alberta to Eastern Canada. So only 21% oppose it. You've got 4% unsure. Considering the state of everything, this is still unbelievable having 21% of people opposing this. Come on, wake up, people. And we've got another one here, the breakdown of per province. Not surprised, it's highest coming from the prairies. Lowest in Quebec, but still 60%. How ridiculous can we get? Development of these resources benefits all Canadians. Exactly. If we develop so much of these resources, they could remove income tax completely. For a country that's supposed to be highly educated, there's a lot of dumb people in Canada. We've got Yves Francois Blanchette here. Part 2 of pipelines. Spoiler alert, he doesn't think there's a business case.
A trade deal at this point is crucial to Canada's economy.
So far, an interprovincial trade deal has been marked by 3 things. First, a lie. There are no tariffs between provinces. Second, oil. It became the pretext for Canada to have a pipeline go through Quebec, while we know that Europeans won't want this oil, won't want this gas.
So Europeans won't want the oil or the gas, apparently.
At the end of the day, before it's even constructed. So that's a pretext which is against us. And one of the rules, which is very important for Quebec, that we want to protect is the language issue in trade. So nothing has been proven about the possible virtue of that. And the main economic partner for Quebec is still Canada. 43% of what we export is to Canada, and 42% of what we export is to United States.
If the Quebec government doesn't want to agree to a pipeline, no more equalization payments. Period. These equalization payments must stop. They don't want to play with Canada. They can't have Alberta's dirty oil money. Got this one in here in French, but I'm pretty sure this is saying that Quebecers are in favor of a pipeline, because I've already seen this and it's like 70% on another poll. Here's another one. Do you support pipelines? And here's Quebec right here, 74%. We got stuff like this. UAE ADNOC signs 15-year LNG supply deal with Germany. We could be signing all these deals. Until there's another source of energy that can be easily shipped around the world, oil and gas is what is going to run most of planet Earth. Blanchette is just a delusional climate zealot. There we have it. This isn't the first time journalists have been thrown out of a Mark Carney event. It won't be the last time, that's for sure. Mark Carney's skeletons are falling out of the closet day by day here. The longer this goes on, the more people will actually know who this guy is, which begs the question, will he call a snap election, or is he going to drag this out until October?